The purpose of this video is to provide a visual reference to better understand the G350, G450, G5, G500, and G550 main entrance door operation. The aircraft used in this video is a G450. The general operation, cautions, and warnings are the same for all G350, G450, G5, G500, and G550 aircraft. This video is for reference only. When performing this or any other maintenance procedure, ensure you follow the published maintenance manual procedures for your aircraft. If any conflicts arise between this video and the maintenance manual shall take precedence. The main entrance door can be opened or closed from inside or outside the aircraft when the aircraft is depressurized. Closing the main entrance door is electrically controlled and hydraulically actuated. There are 3 door close switches to activate door closing and 1 safety switch to disable or stop the door from closing. Verify flap handle and actual flap position match prior to closing door. Warning: if flap handle and actual flap position do not match, the aux pump will move the flap and not the MED. Aircraft damage or injury to personnel could result. The main door close switch and door safety switch are located in the cockpit overhead. These are push button switches. Depending on aircraft configuration, there is a main cabin door switch located either in the rear on the system monitor test panel or on the forward or aft main entrance door bulkhead. On the left forward external switch panel, there is an outside door switch. The main cabin door switch and outside door switch are solenoid-held toggle switches. Note: some of these switches have a red guard over the switch depending on aircraft model and configuration. If installed, lift guard to operate switch and close guard after switch returns to off. When one of the solenoid-held toggle switches has been toggled to the door closed position, the hold solenoid will maintain the switch in the door closed position until the main entrance door has been closed and locked. Actuating one of the door closed switches energizes DC power, activating the auxiliary hydraulic pump and positioning the door selector valve to close. To stop the door closing process at any time, the toggle switch can be manually selected to off or the door safety switch can be selected on. Warning: if the door closing process is interrupted, the door will free fall back to the open position. Injury to personnel could occur. After the MED has been closed and locked, the toggle switch will then return to the off position. The main entrance door has a primary and secondary locking mechanism that secures the door in the closed position. The primary locking mechanism is operated by the large outer handle on the outside of the door or the large forward handle on the inside. The primary locking mechanism secures the door closed using 6 bayonets that interlock with the fuselage structure. The secondary locking mechanism is operated by depressing the inner paddle on the outside of the door or lifting the small aft handle on the inside. The secondary locking mechanism secures the primary locking mechanism in the closed and latched position or the open and unlatched position. Micro switches activated by the bayonets and secondary locking handle control the auxiliary pump, door warning, and pressurization systems. The main entrance door is manually opened and free falls to the extended position, regulated by a hydraulic restrictor attached to the hydraulic door actuator or the door selector valve, depending on your model. As the main entrance door opens, the lower folding air stair and handrails extend prior to the air stair touching the ground. The door comes to rest on the lower air stair wheels. A door-mounted bulb-type door seal passively inflates with cabin pressure and deflates through ports in the seal. Warning: do not attempt to open main entrance door if manually closed without sufficient personnel available. Aircraft damage or injury to personnel could result. Verify door path is clear and aircraft is not pressurized. Note: when approaching an aircraft that has just returned from a flight or that has been pressurized on the ground, allow the flight crew or maintenance crew inside to open the main entrance door. From the inside, the crew will know when the aircraft's differential pressure has equalized with ambient pressure. If it is necessary to open the door from the outside, allow the flight crew or maintenance crew inside to verify the aircraft has depressurized and give you the all-clear signal to open the main entrance door. Push in on lower portion of secondary latch release handle. While supporting door with one hand, swiftly pull out on bottom of primary locking handle. Ensure handle remains in fully open position. Caution: failure to ensure primary locking handle is in the full open position will result in aircraft damage. Pull door outward and stand clear of door path. Warning: door is heavy. Do not stand in door path. Injury to personnel could result. The door will free fall to the open position. The lower air stair will extend and lock and come to rest on the lower air stair wheels. Warning: verify lower air stair wheels touch the ground prior to stepping on air stair. Aircraft damage or injury to personnel could result. Select door safety switch to on. Verify doorway and air stair are clear of FOD. Ensure access panels on main entrance door are closed and latched. Select door safety switch on the cockpit overhead panel to off on the forward external switch panel. Select outside door switch to close. Note: if red switch guard installed, lift guard to operate switch. The auxiliary hydraulic pump will automatically start. Unlock the lower air stair, retract the air stair and handrails, and the door will close. While supporting door against airframe with one hand, pull top of secondary handle outward and push the primary locking handle down to the lock position with one rapid motion. Warning: keep hands and fingers clear of the edge of the primary locking handle, secondary latch release handle, and edge of door while closing, or injury to personnel could result. The aux pump will automatically stop and the outside door switch will return to off. Verify main entrance door, primary locking handle, and secondary latch release handle are flush with the aircraft skin. Close forward external switch panel access door. Note: if red switch guard installed, close guard prior to closing access door. Ensure aircraft is not pressurized. Note: to ensure aircraft is not pressurized, verify APU and engine bleed air is off. The cabin pressure control panel is in the manual mode and the outflow valve open. Or check the ECS pressurization page to verify no pressure is supplied to the cabin. Verify door path is clear using ground observer. Lift up on secondary latch release handle and hold. If electrical power is applied, a red main door ICUS message will enunciate. Swiftly push up primary locking handle with an open hand. Warning: do not hold door or primary locking handle while unlocking. If the door has a mechanical failure, or if the cabin contains residual pressure, aircraft damage or injury to personnel could result. Release secondary latch handle, ensuring primary locking handle remains in full open position. Caution: failure to ensure primary locking handle is in the full open position will result in aircraft damage. Verify door path is clear and push door outward. The door will free fall to the open position. The lower air stair will extend and lock and come to rest on lower air stair wheels. Warning: verify lower air stair wheels touch the ground prior to stepping on air stair. Aircraft damage or injury to personnel could result. Select door safety switch to on. Verify doorway and air stair are clear of FOD. Ensure access panels on main entrance door are closed and latched. Select left and right main batteries to on. Select door safety switch to off. There are two options for closing the main entrance door from the inside. On the cockpit overhead panel, select the main door close switch. The switch will illuminate on. If the vestibule bulkhead switch is used, select the main cabin door close switch to close. Note: if red switch guard installed, lift guard to operate switch. The auxiliary hydraulic pump will automatically start. Unlock the lower air stair, retract the air stair and handrails, and the door will close. While supporting door against airframe, lift and hold secondary latch release handle. Then pull down primary locking handle to lock position with one rapid motion. Release secondary latch handle, ensuring primary locking handle remains in the closed and locked position. The aux pump will stop, and if electrical power is applied, a red main door ICUS message will extinguish. The main door close switch light will extinguish, and if the vestibule bulkhead switch is used, the main cabin door switch will return to off. Note: if red switch guard installed on main cabin door switch, close guard. Select left and right main batteries to off. On the aft side of the main entrance door bulkhead, gain access and remove the safety wire from the door selector valve knob. Verify doorway and air stair are clear of FOD. Ensure access panels on main entrance door are closed and latched. Select main battery switches to on and the door safety switch to off. Verify flap handle and actual flap position match. Warning: if flap handle and actual flap position do not match, the aux pump will move the flap and not the MED. Aircraft damage or injury to personnel could result. Select the hydraulic auxiliary pump to on. Rotate the door selector valve knob fully counterclockwise. The lower air stair will unlock, retract the air stair and handrails, and the door will close. While supporting door against airframe, lift and hold secondary latch release, then pull down primary locking handle to lock position with one rapid motion. Release secondary latch handle, ensuring primary locking handle remains in the closed and locked position. If electrical power is applied, a red main door ICUS message will extinguish. The aux pump will continue to run. Select the hydraulic auxiliary pump to off. Select the main battery switch to off. Rotate the door selector valve knob fully clockwise and secure with breakaway safety wire. The procedure for opening the door from the inside after it has been closed using the door selector valve is identical to the normal door opening procedures already discussed. When closing the door manually, you will need a MED lock release tool, MED safety lock, and 2 warning placards. Warning: to prevent aircraft damage or injury to personnel, It is recommended that at least 4 aircraft technicians be used for opening and closing the main entrance door manually. Install the MED lock release tool on the forward lower air stair over center latch. Warning: do not rotate lower air stair over center latch without door being raised or supported. Aircraft damage or injury to personnel could result. Place 2 technicians on forward and aft side of the door. Gently lift up the MED approximately 1 to 2 inches to reduce tension. Rotate the lock release tool counterclockwise to release the over center latch, while raising the door slightly until the lower air stair starts to rotate. Remove the lock release tool when set aside. Slowly lift the door to the fully closed position. While supporting door against airframe, pull top of secondary handle outward and push the primary locking handle down to the lock position with one rapid motion. Warning: keep hands and fingers clear of the edge of the primary locking handle, secondary latch release handle, and the edge of the door while closing, or injury to personnel could occur. If the key is available, lock the door handle. Place a warning sign on outside of door indicating the door has been manually closed and has a safety lock device installed on the interior door handle. Enter aircraft through the baggage door to install the MED safety lock device on interior door handle. Place yoke assembly on main entrance door torque tube and slide arm assembly inboard until it contacts the primary locking handle assembly. With safety lock extended tightly between the torque tube and handle assembly, insert quick release pin in the hole for the tightest fit. Position the remove before flight streamer to a visible location. Place a warning sign on the inside of the door indicating the door was manually closed. Exit aircraft through the baggage door. Enter aircraft through the baggage door to remove the MED safety lock device. Warning: do not open the main entrance door from the inside of the aircraft if it was manually closed. Door will free fall to open position without dampening effect, resulting in aircraft damage or injury to personnel. Carefully remove the warning sign and MED safety lock device on inner primary locking handle assembly. Exit aircraft through the baggage door. Warning: to prevent aircraft damage or injury to personnel, it is recommended that at least 4 aircraft technicians be used for opening and closing the main entrance door manually. Remove warning sign and, if locked, unlock the outside door handle. From outside the aircraft, have 3 technicians hold the door firmly closed, while another technician unlocks the door. Warning: ensure firm pressure is kept on the door to keep it from free falling open. Aircraft damage or injury to personnel could result. Push in on lower portion of secondary latch release handle and swiftly pull out on the bottom of the primary locking handle, ensuring primary locking handle remains in the fully open position. Caution: failure to ensure primary locking handle is in the full open position will result in aircraft damage. Using the hand-over-hand method, gently lower the main entrance door and lower air stair to the down and locked position. Warning: keep hands and fingers clear of the lower air stair and over center latch as it unfolds and locks. Injury to personnel could occur. Make sure the over center latch engages on the lower stairs. Note: you should hear a popping sound as the over center latch engages. Ensure the stairs are being supported by the lower air stair wheels. Warning: verify lower air stair wheels touch the ground prior to stepping on air stair. Aircraft damage or injury to personnel could result. This presentation has provided a visual reference for the better understanding of the G350, G450, G5, G500, and G550 main entrance door operation. This video is for reference only. When performing this or any other maintenance procedure, ensure you follow the published maintenance manual procedures for your aircraft. If any conflicts arise between this video and the maintenance manual shall take precedence. As always, we welcome your questions or comments. Please contact Gulfstream Customer Support at 1-800-810-GULF, 912-965-4178, or technical.operations@gulfstream.com. Thank you for choosing Gulfstream Aerospace, the world standard.